The third annual Conference of Masculine Excellence has just been confirmed. And for the second consecutive year, it will be held at a world-class venue in beautiful Miami, Florida. The posh surroundings and all of the amenities you can imagine will make this event an experience of a lifetime. The CME is focused on helping men to become the best version of themselves, improve in all areas of life, as well as maintaining solid, healthy relationships with their wives and girlfriends. Anything and everything that pertains to dominating life as a man here in the 21st century will be discussed extensively. As usual, your instructors will be an all-star cast of presenters. They will cover topics like financial literacy, health and fitness, mental strength, and much, much more. Included in your ticket is live access to all speeches and presentations, a seat at the live filming of the Six, and the opportunity to converse with the speakers themselves. How awesome would it be to shake hands with some of the most influential men in this community? Breakfast on both mornings is also included, as well as a 5-course meal at the Feast of Champions. As always, the feast will be held on Saturday night and will feature some of the best cuisine in the 305. VIP tickets are also available. Those tickets include priority front row seating for all presentations, entrance to the Cigar Bar VIP meet and greet, which includes an open bar, an exclusive VIP bag, and so much more. VIP tickets are limited, so get yours before they're sold out like they have been the last 2 conferences. Got a friend who wants to come with you? Got a girlfriend or wife who wants to attend? Are you a father who wants to bring your son? Are you a son who wants to bring your father? Take advantage of the +1 discount that gives you a whopping 55% off for your +1. Not applicable for VIP tickets, and your +1 must be 21 or older. Plus, as an added bonus, attendees who purchase their tickets before March 21st will get Donovan's revolutionary signature course, Womanese. That's right, guys. Every attendee who purchases their ticket within the next 2 weeks gets all 5 complete volumes of Womanese absolutely free. This course contains over 600 female translations. In addition to all of those translations, Womanese contains countless hours of instruction and explanation to make sure this invaluable knowledge will stick. This treasure trove of information and wisdom is a $700 value, but you will get it absolutely free if you purchase your ticket before March 21st. The third annual Conference of Masculine Excellence is now the undisputed official live event of the Manosphere. As always, the CME will be free of the backstabbing, infighting, and toxic leadership that has plagued other events. Donovan takes this event and the safety of his instructors and attendees very seriously. He simply will not embarrass himself or his community by engaging in the kind of behaviors that have made that other convention all but irrelevant. So if you've ever been on the fence about attending a men's conference, now is the time. If you allow yourself to be in the presence of true greatness and masculinity, you will come out the other side a better man with knowledge you will carry with you for the rest of your life. You owe it to yourself to take advantage of this incredible opportunity to increase your value and change your life forever. So join us in Miami, Florida, to join a tight-knit community of like-minded men who are focused on self-improvement and having great relationships with their women. Space is limited, so go to masculineexcellence.com to get your tickets now.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to episode 12 of the hashtag howtorelationship podcast. We are joined by 5 lovely ladies, 4 very handsome gentlemen. I'm not in that class yet. I'm just trying to be like these guys. But let's go ahead and get started here. How long was your last relationship? Who ended it and why?
My last relationship lasted 2.5 years, and this is for YouTube, right? He had sex with a transformer, so when that happened, I kind of got crazy, and well, we left after that.
Did he know it was a transformer?
Yes. That's what he was searching for.
I did. Oh my God. I did not see that one coming. Okay.
So ever since then, I've been traumatized.
Yeah, for very good reason.
That is a first for me. I've never heard.
Suffice it to say, you ended the relationship?
Yes, both parties did.
Oh, yes.
But I initiated it, so.
Good for you. Okay. Of all of the reasons we hear about why relationships end, I think that's probably the most legit I think I've ever heard.
You know what I think of it now? Now learning, being in the red pill, manosphere, it's kind of like, you know how women are more masculine and men are kind of going into a feminine frame?
Yeah.
It goes back to thinking like, damn, I was so masculine. Like you had to go look to have sex with another guy. That's how badly I pushed you away from me. Yeah, probably he could have been gay before me.
Sure.
But it's like, it's just scary. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird seeing how men are just now feminine and open into this whole LGBTQ stuff.
I call it the, what do we call it? The LCD, HGTV, HBCU plus. Yeah, they keep adding stuff. Last relationship, how long was your last relationship and who ended it?
Relationship was a little weird, but we dated for like a year and a half.
Okay.
We were going to do long distance, but then I decided to just break it off because I wanted to come to Miami and sort of build our business, kind of grow out there. And I was about 22, 23, so I was really young. But yeah, it was really just a weird situation that ended up being a great learning lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that we were able to just cordially just end.
Good. And word to the wise, if you're looking to be in a long distance relationship with anybody, number 1, don't do it. Number 2, if they live in Miami, definitely don't do it. Definitely don't do it. Holy moly. Good God.
So my last relationship was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Lasted about a year and a half. It was my high school sweetheart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But what broke us was the distance.
Okay.
She lived in New York. I lived in Miami, and it just didn't work out.
There are too many fast cars and pretty girls in Miami. And the weather is always warm, so they're always wearing next to nothing. Kim, what was your longest relationship? Who ended it and why?
It lasted for a little bit over a year. I initiated the breakup because there was a lot of lies, and he went missing for like 10 days.
Oh, a lot of lies. Like what?
So he went missing outside of the country while he was supposed to be spending New Year's with my family.
Oh.
Yeah, then he said his phone was missing and that they robbed it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you know where he was? What country was he in? Do you remember?
He was in Colombia.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, we all know what goes down in Colombia, including the Colombianas. Ay. Wow.
I was also in Colombia, so he was supposed to come spend the holidays with my family, and
My gosh.
I ended up seeing on someone else's stories who was at parties.
Oh Jesus! It's always Instagram that gets you, isn't it?
Damn.
God damn, man. Shish. Ay. Shout out Colombian hoes. Shake. Longest relationship. When did it end? And who ended it?
Longest. It was a girl that I dated in vet school. I was living in Minnesota, and it was about close to 2 years. Fantastic girl. Family was great. Minnesota nice. Everyone's friendly up there. And once I graduated, I wanted to move to Chicago, and she, actually looking back, she was open to maybe moving one day. But I'll be honest with you, I I thought I was this hot shot coming out of school. I was going to be, making money for the first time. I was like, I want to be single. I want to experience everything that being single in a new city has to offer. Looking back, I missed out on a great girl. I regretted that breakup. That being said, I don't regret where it led me because I think a lot of cool shit has happened to me since then. So it's like, hey, that was meant to go that way. But yeah, that was the longest one for me.
And by the way, I know I kind of gave you guys his introduction. This guy is, to me, he's the winner of Love is Blind Season 2, like I explained off camera. He got into, so you matched up with, I've already...
By winner, he means I got left at the altar. Like literally a wedding with my friends and family and her friends and family, and she said no to me at the altar. And how is that a win? I bet you're wondering.
Dodged a bullet.
It was so funny. You dodged a bullet. And it's funny. I remember when I was reacting to that episode, when she told you no, I watched you. And I remember you turned around to the crowd. You're like, hey, guys, it's a celebration. It's all good. I was like, yeah, Shayne definitely, he's... Now, just take us behind the scenes. Not too much, but...
Yeah.
Was it already predetermined that, what was her name? I forgot her name already.
We don't have to say her name.
Oh, okay. Was it already predetermined that she was going to tell you no? Or
Well, it's like this. You're not supposed to outright ever say it, especially on camera or whatever. Like it's supposed to be you wait until then.
Sure.
But obviously you're living with your partner. Like you're gonna have those conversations. Where's your head at type of thing. And I don't mind disclosing this completely now. It's been a year since the show came out. I straight up told her, I said, hey, you need to say no to me because otherwise I'm going to say no to you. Woo. And it's going to be way worse. If I say no to you, like I can handle it, sure. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it was my way of protecting her in a way. Cause I didn't want to marry her, but it's not like I wanted her to be humiliated.
Sure.
But the thing that sucks is at the time anyway, she turned it into this whole victim mentality. And instead of just saying no, she's like, I choose myself.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember that.
I mean, I have to give her props. It's hilarious that she did that. But it's just so ingenuine and disingenuous and just so I don't know, contrived, I guess. Anyway, the winning part. Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward to the winning part. So after that, as soon as the show comes out, I meet a stunning blonde girl, just my type, here in Miami. I moved from Chicago. We lived together for close to a year. I just moved into my new place. Here's some updates about my life.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, we haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, so E and I broke up. We're on great terms.
Good.
What happened? Miami happened. Straight up. I came from Chicago. I'm like, oh, okay, I know how things are. But how Miami is a whole different animal. I mean, you touched on this, the fast cars, the beautiful women, just the lifestyle.
Jesus.
The different, people are starting families later in life, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm here. So, I think I'm the winner of Love is Blind.
I remember you definitely are. I remember on Christmas Day, I sent you an ad that she was on, and she's not looking too good.
No,
she's not looking too good. She actually looks twice as large as she used to. So shout out to whoever you. Yeah, dodged the ball. Yeah, she definitely dodged the ball, possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, Melissa, what was your last relationship? Why did it end, and who ended it?
I've never been in a relationship, so...
You've never had a boyfriend?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, why have you never had a...
Dig deeper into this.
You've never been in a relationship?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Are you still a virgin?
No, but I've just never found anyone that I like enough to put in effort and someone who likes me enough to put in effort. Because I feel like I live a really chaotic life sometimes.
Okay.
And it's I just need someone who grounds me a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's actually true of all women.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
You've lived a chaotic life, am I wrong? Yep. You have. I know you have. You're a model. I know you have, and you just admitted to it. Kim, you've got a hand tattoo. I know you've lived a chaotic life.
Oh, none of them are saying anything.
No, they're I'm not going to confirm nor deny. Pro game tip for the guys. Something Melissa just said sort of reminded me of this. Girls used to ask me all the time, "What are you looking for in a woman?" And I say, I don't know, but I'll know it when I see it. You understand? Yeah. That keeps people from transforming themselves into exactly who they think you want them to be. So if you're ever out on a date with a guy and he's like, what are you looking for in a man? Say, I don't know, but I'll know when I see it.
Yeah.
All right. Rafi, longest relationship, who ended it and why?
Longest was close to 2 years. And that I can say that the 2 serious relationships I've had were good women. They really were. First one wasn't very talkative, which is interesting, and I was very attracted to her. That was when I was in.
Oh, she was hot and boring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not stupid though. She wasn't stupid. She was just kind of boring.
I've dated hot, boring, stupid girls. There.
Yeah. But she wasn't stupid. Then the later one was about 2 years ago. Also a nice girl. More of a spoiled background, didn't have the ambition, and just wanted to travel, but also wanted to settle down and didn't understand that I couldn't do both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was one of those things. But nothing too crazy. I ended both relationships. I've never been dumped. And that is that.
But you're better than me. I think I've dumped 10 girls.
And also no cheating as far as I know. I didn't do it. I highly doubt they did. Who's to know? But I don't think so.
That means she probably did. I know I've been cheated on more.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think I have. I'd be honest.
Dude, listen, man. I was King Dingaling of Las Vegas, and I know I got cheated on. I know I got, but it is what it is. Ronnie, longest relationship. Why did it end, and who ended it?
The longest relationship was 4 years.
Wow.
I knew my boyfriend didn't want to marry since the beginning. But we were so in love. We lived perfectly, no fights, no cheating, nothing like that. Oh, wow. Both working, traveling together, perfect life. My man, like tall, treat me as a princess every day on the hands and everything. Gifts, financial, no problem, nothing.
There's a twinkle in your eye when you're describing this guy. Are there still feelings there?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's a yes.
Maybe.
That's a yes. It's okay.
Well, I wanted to marry after 3 years.
Why didn't he want to marry you?
Because he didn't believe in a marriage institution, and he never wanted to marry since the beginning when I asked him how he feel about it. But I continue relationship because I wanted to convince him, and I believe that I can change it because he was so in love with me. Yeah. He proved me a million times that he's in love with me. And I was trying after 3 years, I was kind of pushing him for marriage, and that killed our relationship, and we just split.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What type of wedding were you looking for? Were you looking for
big wedding?
That might have been it.
That's the problem, and I'll tell you why. You was looking for the party versus the actual, like the how you say?
What she's trying to say is that modern women want to get married, but they don't want to be married. Does that make sense? She's not saying that about you. She's saying that was the perception of your guy.
So like, for an example, if you throw on a big party to a guy, you could just go to the court and get married for $150, $200. And I promise you, y'all probably would have still been together versus having the big wedding.
Or you can do it for free and just do it between the two of you.
Right. Yeah, but for me, I like to celebrate things. I like to
you can still have the party.
Their achievements, but not like a big wedding, like 100 people. Okay. Maybe 50, 60 people, but still maybe go to Italy, go to celebrate on Lake Como, Como Lake.
Yeah,
Lake Como,
yeah.
The money was not a problem there. Okay. So, and I still worked, and he totally paid all the bills. Oh. But the money was not a problem.
A dream guy.
He could afford it.
Okay.
He just didn't want to be married. He didn't believe in a marriage institution. He didn't think that we need a marriage license.
Okay.
And also one more thing that I wanted to have, for me, a family with kids. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to have kids. And he was a child-free guy. But again, I thought I can change it throughout the 3 years of relationship. And the last year was not good because relationship went down because I pushed for marriage, and I kind of tried to change him that we need kids and why we need it.
So why did you think you could change him?
Because of love, because everything that he done for me, because I had so situation. We had both, like his mother was in the hospital and we slept in the hospital together. So throughout three years, like I had situation when like he saved my cat from the firehouse. you know. So he literally went inside the house and with his hands.
Who is this guy? We need to find this guy. This guy is saving cats out of burning buildings.
He lives in California. He's from Oslo, actually, and he lives in California right now. He moved there.
Some Terminator stuff.
He's a programmer.
Terminator. Yes. Yes. Wow,
he works for the big company as a programmer, so money is not a problem.
So why was it so important to get married if he obviously loves you so much and he does all these things for you?
Because I believe security, the family, and I wanted to have kids with husband.
Yeah, of course.
Not to mention that being married is a social status thing for women as well.
Yes.
Especially as you get older. Especially as you get older, like I walk around with a wedding ring on all the time.
Right.
Because it gets me more respect from other women who are my age, older, or even younger. So it is a status thing as well. It's a goal to for a lot of women to want that, because that's something that they can build on, you know?
Yeah, it proves that, hey, I made it. I am success. Success for a man is, can I have children? Yeah, there you go.
So social status.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Devon and I, we are engaged, and we are going to get married October 19th. What? Thank you.
Congratulations.
But we're not getting the state involved. We're gonna have the pomp and circumstance. We're gonna have the cake and the champagne toast and all that good stuff. We'll have the party. We'll mark the occasion, but we're not signing any papers. Let's just say, for example, let's just say, for example, I wanted to have kids and she wanted to have kids, and we were both young enough to do that. I still wouldn't sign anything. However, I think what a lot of people don't give men credit for is that we are very fair-minded people. We're bountiful people. I'll give you an example. Devon and I, we've been together for over 7 years, been together for 7.5 years. There's nothing tying me to her legally. If I should decide to go off and break up with her or trade her in for another model or leave the relationship, I have money set aside for her to take care of her in the event that I should decide. And the reason for that is because she's helped me build this business. Not only do I love her very much, she's a very important part of my business. And the fact that she has helped me with this business, it can't be lost on. So that's the fair-mindedness. So if I were to ever knock her up or have kids, then guess what? I would absolutely positively make sure that the children were taken care of. So if you guys ever cross paths again, maybe let him know, hey, have you ever heard of private marriage? Maybe he'll warm up to that a little bit.
Is he still single?
Looks like the
relationship is gone already. For a year, we killed it, so no.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well,
there is no way back.
Oh man, keep us posted.
No way back.
With AI, maybe you can create a new one.
There you go.
It was 3 years ago.
All right.
So 3 years ago, no calls, no nothing.
Yeah. I can still tell that there's something. Yes, but you can still see her face.
Doesn't have her Instagram.
All right, okay.
But that was my best relationship I had.
So that's the one that got away.
That was a high plank I'm looking for right now.
Okay, very good. Someone with as nice a teeth as yours deserves a man like that. I'm going to go back to you here. Very interesting question. How would you describe yourself on a dating profile?
Dating profile?
Good teeth?
Right away looking for a serious relationship, to build a family, but no pressure. Of course, it takes time. I don't like to talk a lot on if it's a dating site.
Yeah.
I would like to meet a person and then go from there, because texting is a lot of time, especially with my pictures. I've been modeling and acting. I have lots of professional pictures. A lot of guys text me, and if I reply them, I need 24 hours, like literally, to reply everybody, even say hello. So no texting. When we meeting, where are we going?
Okay.
Nice restaurant, boating, golfing, wherever their interest could be. Just a beach. We could just rent the chairs and just be on the beach, get a cocktail and talk. Everything's great, but no texting. And happy person. I love to dance. I love to sing and do fun stuff.
Okay, very good. Real quick before I move on to Rafi, you're clearly attractive enough to be a model.
Thank you so much.
How does, and you can't answer this as an ugly person, but but how? But well, I don't know. Like dating is very different for extremely. I mean, you're attractive. Like all of the ladies here are very attractive. Yeah. What are some of the challenges about dating when you are as attractive as you guys are?
A lot of guys think that they can touch me since the first date, like
Oh,
take my
physical.
hand and maybe kiss. So I think it's not good to kiss on a first date. Even if he bought me a nice dinner or nothing, food is nothing for me, and we had both a great time. So
let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You're attractive, you want children, you don't believe in texting, you don't even kiss on the first date.
No. Even if I like the guy, I'm gonna hold on a month or something like that. But that has to be a magical moment, and I have to see that he really likes me, not for my look, and that big kiss, that butterflies in the belly and everything. So it has to be like from me. I give a green light. I do first step. My man has to hold on.
Okay. All right.
And
good.
That's the challenge, because I meet some men and they think that they can touch me, they can kiss me, and that's turn off for me. I know it's turn on for them, but it's turn off for them that they let themselves doing this.
A lot of women, say, well, I have to sleep with him, otherwise he's going to lose interest. Well, isn't that kind of the point? And if a guy is going to not mess with you because you're not sleeping with him, that's not the kind of guy you want to be in a serious relationship with in the first place. Am I wrong? I think a lot of girls speak out of both sides of their mouth when they say, well, the only reason I sleep with him is because I'm afraid he'll lose interest. No, you want to sleep with him because you want to sleep with him, and that's okay. But men know the difference between hoes and, I guess, girls like you. So,
and to touch on that point,
yeah,
a lot of girls feel like that because they have nothing else to offer.
Ooh.
So if you're like, oh, all I have is my appearance, my physical stature, whatever, all they really have to give up is box.
That's all right.
But if they have a relation or a deep confidence and a lot of things going, like just like yourself,
convictions.
Wait, because they'll still be interested.
Yes, there is different goals. Some women actually they like just to have sex, but for me, I'm not missing out if I find one man and have sex with him 10 times a day, but with my man.
10 times a day, goddamn. All right.
With my man.
Oh boy! Oh my God! Oh boy!
That
yeah.
makes you.
I won't miss out if I don't sleep with nobody for a year. I want.
So she doesn't have the FOMO, the fear of missing out. I like that. Wow, very good. She said 10 times a day, man. My balls hurt.
Yeah, right.
Like, dude, I'm 45. I almost forgot. I'm 45 years old, man. After the second time, I'm like, I'll see you next year. Rafi, how would you describe yourself on a dating profile?
On a dating profile, I'm not so.
Two.
Yeah,
I love it.
My real estate coach calls me the Israeli Viking.
That's great.
Yeah. So I haven't had Tinder in an enormously long time. The only apps I've had was a Jewish dating app called JSwipe. And
there's a Jewish dating app.
Dude, there's Muslim, there's hijab hookup, there's like Muzzmatch. There's
Muzzmatch. Oh my God,
that's great.
Holy moly! Tinder for Hezbollah or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then I've had Bumble. Quite honestly, I mean I've done quite well on the apps. I'll just be perfectly transparent. I mean, when it comes to long-term dating, I want to marry someone who's Jewish. You know?
Okay.
So, is there a possibility that I might meet someone who isn't? She'll convert and have an interest in Judaism? It could be, but I want someone who understands my culture and gets all that. So I don't know yet on my Bumble, because quite frankly, depending on the girl, I don't know who it is. I don't know what will be. I find that a lot of the time also when somebody writes relationship or marriage, you can actually choose marriage. You put too much pressure on the outcome.
Yeah, you do.
So I think it's good to kind of, or if a girl says no hookups with all these X's and canceled emojis,
she's
what
a hoe.
Guys do, A, she's probably a hoe, and B, a guy sees it as a challenge to go and see what she's really all about. And I find that those girls are probably more likely to be the opposite if they're writing that.
Or D, she knows that those guys will see it as a challenge because women like being chased and pursued. So she says, I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking for, anything. Yeah, I'm just looking for something casual. Just
no need to write it. If that's how you are, it'll come out.
Trust me.
You'll see it in the pictures of what she posts.
Yep.
The funniest thing is when a girl's barely wearing any clothing and she's saying serious relationships only and has this list of things, requirements, and it's like the
list is longer than your skirts.
Right.
What are we doing?
There's no congruence there. But I also don't expect to find a serious relationship, of course, in a dating app. It's not what I think. People are a bit delusional when they go on dating apps thinking that that's what they're going to find.
Yeah.
Not that you can't find it. It's not probable.
Right.
That's my take.
And I think that's what you were talking about, Ronnie, is you don't want to meet somebody on a dating app. You would like to meet somebody out that makes sense.
We don't do that anymore.
I have a girlfriend who married a nice guy. He's a doctor and she's a nurse. They didn't meet in a hospital working together. They actually met on a website.
Well, there you go.
But that's rare. I agree with Rafi. That's rare.
Melissa, how would you describe yourself on a dating profile?
I also don't really have any dating apps on my phone. So
why not?
Because I don't want them. I don't like them. I've had them before, and it's just...
And you get approached all the time?
It's like, I don't like that. So for me, it's like, if I were to describe myself, I would say, like, athletic. I like to work out, so I'd want someone who also likes to work out and likes that lifestyle. I love, like, adrenaline and, like, just doing, like, fun things. I love being in nature, so I'd say stuff like that.
Okay.
That's about it.
Very good. So, how often do you get approached just out in the wild? Grocery store, laundromat, whatever the case may be?
5 to 10 times a day.
Wow.
Just like guys in the streets of Miami who will be like, hey, mommy, or hey, sweetie, or you got.
Now, you're from Michigan. Was it that frequent in Michigan?
No.
Oh,
not at
no
all.
way.
So when I come here, it's like, I just like look at my phone and like ignore them. It's like obnoxious. Like to a certain
point. What would get Melissa's attention?
Nothing. Not like that, but like,
oh wow, okay.
Not like, you know what I'm saying? Like the guys on the streets who like sometimes will be like homeless people, and it's like, why would you approach me?
Whoa, he's like, I know I'm sleeping under a newspaper, but yeah, hobo game. Oh my god.
Come on.
I just got a brand new tin cup that I can beg with here.
Listen, out of those, let's just say 10, how many are you actually attracted to?
0 of those 10, because it's like if I'm walking on the street, like chances are I don't want to talk to any. Like I'll have headphones in, glasses on.
Oh yeah, all of the signs that say "leave me alone." Yeah.
So it's like, if you do stop me, it's like take a hint, kind of.
Melissa, what if it was like at say a grocery store or maybe coffee shop or even like a club?
Like, I would say that's a little more okay, but still at the same time, like, women do get approached a lot here. So it's like, for me to stop and look up at you and be like, hey, and have a conversation with you, I feel like it would take something, you know?
Before I get to shake with this next question, to the ladies, do you have higher hopes for a relationship if you meet them organically or on a dating site? If you meet someone on a dating site, what I'm hearing is that, the prospects on dating sites not very high. Whereas if you're out in the wild, so to speak, it's a little better because at least you had the balls to come up and walk and, talk to because dude, I've approached thousands of girls in Vegas, and you would be shocked at how many girls tell me, wow, I'm surprised you came and talked to me. And I'm like, what? Guys don't come and talk to hot girls. So what do you, so does it give you more hope if guys approach you out in the open or out in public, or if they approach you on a dating app or Instagram? I'll start here.
I would say, wow. Okay.
Might I remind you, you are under oath.
Personally, I don't like the dating apps because I use dating apps to get girls for the show.
Perfect.
Do they all think you're into them?
Excellent. Yes.
Into them.
That's so funny.
I don't per se use these sites for myself.
Right. So what you're doing is you're doing a reverse foodie call, Fresh and Fit style.
What do you mean?
Like, you're not interested in these girls, but you want them to pay for the date. Come to Fresh and Fit.
Yeah.
Bingo. Love it.
So
that's the hustle, y'all.
So good. That's so good.
Dating life, like I like someone, but they're not in the same state as me, but I vetted them through my friends.
Sure.
Kind of like, you know, in real life settings, I need to make sure this person's okay. I need to make sure this person's cool. Like, I can't just be seen around with anybody.
Right.
And plus vice versa. Like, we both have a little bit of status here. We can't embarrass nobody.
Okay.
Trying to avoid the transformer thing.
Huh?
You're trying to avoid the transformer.
Oh my God.
And then another thing too, like I vet so properly. Like it's I need to know. I need to know if you're this type of guy. I need to know what you're into. What are your interests? Anything that pertains to that sussy stuff, you're X'd out. You're X'd out. You even tell your homeboy.
Hold up. So let me give you a scenario. Let's just say that you are with you're with a guy and you really, really like him, and you guys are kind of drunk. He's like, hey, look, man, like, you know, man, we're fucking 10 times a day, as my good friend Ronnie just said. But man, I was in college this one time. We got all fucked up. This is the one time thing. Like, my roommate touched my dick. That's it. That's it for you. I agree. Absolutely. I don't listen, man. No. Look, I have no problem with the HD, LCD, HBCU community. I have no problem with that at all.
I have no problem either. But when it comes down to my personal relationship with a man that I'm supposed to be mating with, I don't think no.
Anybody, you're not going to be in a relationship with anyone that has had something inserted into them.
Yeah, no.
Sounds
or
good.
They insert their thing
into something else who could also insert them. Oh my God. Wow. Well, okay. Shake, how would you describe yourself on a dating profile? That's funny.
Yes. Well, you know, I haven't been on the apps in a while myself, but I definitely have spent time on Hinge and Bumble. Those are probably the two that I like the most. Bumble was a great one because the girls approach you first, right?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So you match together, and then the girl has to make the first move. And I think that was a good reflection of kind of my strategy on, not for real life, but for the dating apps, where I would put up what I thought was the best parts of me. I mean, using my own judgment. I don't know. Somebody else might disagree, but, you know, I love animals. I DJ from time to time. I just other random shit about my life, right? Yeah. And I'll just wait to see who, I guess the flies that get caught in the spider web.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
They're swiping through and they're like, oh, okay. And that's kind of been the approach, in real life, I am more than happy to make the first move or
knock your glasses off. There you go.
Right. I'm sorry. Or be on the receiving end of that. But I think online, because women are bombarded with guys, it really has to be up to them to get things started on the right foot. And I wanted to touch on, I think apps are a fantastic way to meet people. I mean, maybe not for this select group of people because, hey, we're on a podcast together. We're a little bit more outgoing than normal.
Sure,
right?
That makes sense.
For our personality types, I think maybe we don't need it as much. But there's a lot of people who are more introverted and they're not likely to spend their weekend out and about. Sure, they have their friends, but they're not maybe meeting romantic interests through their friends or through their interests. And, like a great friend of mine back in Chicago, he met his soon-to-be wife on Hinge, and it makes perfect sense. They're not party animals. They're not socialites per se, but they found a way to connect. So I will never say anything bad about dating apps. They're not for everybody, but they work.
So you are a veterinarian who DJs.
Yes.
Ladies, there he is, my friend. He's also a celebrity, has a blue check mark on Instagram. All right, very good. Sounds like a website, tattooedtraditional.com. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, I get you guys mixed up all the time.
It's because they're twins.
Lorenzo.
Yeah. The dating apps I have used, I only use one sentence.
And what's that?
A gentleman that's not always gentle.
Oh my God. Damn. Holy shit. Hey, wait, what's your profile? Yo, like a gentleman that's not always gentle. Holy shit. And dressed like that. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Dressed like that. It's almost like you're a Christian Grey type figure.
So like there is a formula to it. Like you post pictures of you doing fun things.
Yeah, of course.
You at the beach, you holding a dog, you next to a nice car. Like there's a formula to it. But my experience is that they don't really work.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Most people that are going on dating apps, from my experience, is they're looking for something quick, right? Because on my profile, I put what I want, and if you don't meet that, then we're really not going to meet, right? Now, I have had some friends that they put serious relationship, looking for this, looking for that, and I actually have a friend that just got married last year.
Oh wow!
And they have been going out for 5 years, and they met on the first like big dating app. What was it? Tinder? No, started with E.
eHarmony.
eHarmony.
Oh,
So
Dr.
way-
Neil. Oh, we
way
met
back-
on 29 different dimensions.
So
It worked.
Yeah,
and
right.
especially in Miami, no one's looking for love.
Hell no.
They're looking for some cheeks.
Yeah.
For the most
Love.
very rare. Very rare.
They're looking for love 10 minutes at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. That's about it.
So that's my experience, but I get straight to the point, and I really don't even use dating apps anymore because I feel like when you actually meet somebody in person,
Yeah.
you can have a lot deeper connections and also leverage the ladies to get to their friends.
Oh yes.
And
You better believe it.
That works better for everyone.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And you're a well put together. You're very, very, sharply dressed. I'm sure that helps you out. A gentleman that's not always gentle. One of the things I think, and I didn't realize this until I'd moved away from Vegas. Okay. Dancing on the ceiling. All right, fuck it. Yeah, the show goes on. Yeah.
There we go.
One of the things that I figured out, and I didn't realize this until I moved away from Vegas, is the reason I had so much success with women after I approached them is because one girl called me a civilized barbarian, right? I've been very successful. I've run businesses. I've made a bunch of money, but I'm also a 4-time convicted felon who's been arrested over 30 times. And while that might be off-putting to some girls, it secretly turns a lot of girls on because they know that if shit gets real, that I'm no stranger to putting my fist through somebody's face. Now, I can't do that again in Clark County. Otherwise, I'll be put away for life. But a gentleman that's not always gentle is very good. That's very, very good.
And to piggyback off what he was saying, yeah, these apps are good places to meet, but not only in relationships, but also in business. The best way to find people is referrals.
Yes, of course.
I have a friend and she's doing this and that. I'd love to introduce you. Same thing with business. Hey, I have a partner that he's into this and that. You guys should talk.
Okay.
And all these dating apps are really good places that what I've seen is to promote their OnlyFans or other things like that. So it's kind of saturated. That.
Oh, that's what you're doing with the Tinder.
Yeah, basically shit.
So smart though.
Wow. Because then they'll like as many dudes' pictures, and they'll say, "Hey, just follow me on Instagram," and then it'll.
And the guy's like, "Okay."
Yeah, but I'm liking.
Ay. Yeah.
I promise you, we could pull up my phone right now. There is no guys on my Tinder.
Sure.
If not, there's like one that's a transformer that's trying to like me. And it's like,
Stupid.
They're done now.
But I mean, it's a good place to.
Yeah. She said, "Been there, done." Yeah, that's true. That's real.
But it's a great place to meet people.
Yeah.
But to me, it's kind of damaging because it gives people an excuse to not go out.
Yes.
Say, okay, well, I don't have to go talk to that girl or approach her because I have 20 other girls that I matched with on Bumble or Hinge or whatever it's called. So I think it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Mhm.
Good place to be, but I think it's also in the long term very damaging to society.
I had a very good friend of mine who was from San Diego. He was a working porn star. And he was cool, I guess, but he was just kind of not motivated by life. We're all like, "Paul, come on, let's go out and nah, I'm going to stay home." And we always wondered why he was never really pressed about going out and trying to meet people. He's a porn star. He fucks hot girls for a living. So why in the world is he going to go out and, all sorts of, fancy smelling clothes and this and that and the other when he can just go get paid to do the same thing without all of the pomp and circumstance the very next day at work and make a quick 500? Ah, yeah, totally. Because of love. Speaking to the mic.
There's a difference from love and sex. Though.
Oh, yes. Yeah, she was joking. I see. What, how would you describe yourself on a dating profile other than no Transformers?
how do I describe myself? Well, I'm going to put the red flags. Single mother, outgoing, and That's about it.
She's OICTV, guys. Send your... Okay, very good. Now, Devin, I'm going to quiz you on this. If you were trying to nab a guy like me, what would you put on your dating profile? Here, just move the mic towards you, then just move it back.
Okay. Let's see. I'm a good cook.
Ding.
I enjoy anticipating the needs of others. I like to take care of people who I care about. Yeah.
Okay, let's get married. That's it.
I hate working out, but I do it anyway.
And why do you do it anyway?
Because I want you, baby.
Yeah. And I pay a shit ton of money to her personal trainer to make sure she stays in shape. Okay. We are going to get to the main question. Would you give up XYZ for the right man? This is strictly for the ladies. I'm going to ask you one question at a time. I want to know yes or no and why. Would you give up girls' nights out for the right man? This is bars, clubs, etc. Yes or no?
Yes.
And why?
Because my girlfriends is my friends. My man is the priority. My children is gonna be number 2 priority. My parents gonna be number 3 priority. My girlfriend's gonna be always number 4 priority. But number 1 is gonna be my husband because it's my second half. And what I put in a relationship, I want him to be reciprocating.
Okay, fair enough. Melissa, would you give up girls' nights out? 19-year-old Melissa, would you give up girls' nights out for the right man?
I would say yes, because I feel like girls' nights out, like girlfriends come and go. Your friends that you're friends with 2 years later, like aren't the same people.
That's right.
So they all come and go. And it's like, if you are having girls' nights, it's like my girls' nights are like staying in, like having wine and just cooking, watching a movie, like with your real girlfriends. But it's like,
wow,
you know,
holy smokes.
You know,
and you're 19?
Yeah.
Guys, Melissa on Instagram. Here we go. Yeah, old school. How about that?
I would say like the nights at the dinners, the parties, the clubs, like those can go for the right guy.
Okay, very good.
You know, I have to be on top of everyone. So it's like the drinking and partying and the loud music, like I just sit back and kind of watch and make sure everything's going like smooth. So it's like I don't really need the drinking and all the craziness.
He's like a mother hen.
Yes. Yes.
Melissa, do you have any older brothers?
I have an older brother and an older sister.
That explains
and
a lot.
I'm closest with my older brother and sister.
I mean, that happens often, and some girls are not like that, you know?
Well, you also probably had a good father in your life.
Probably has good older figures.
Oh, her facial expression says otherwise. Spill the tea. What's your relationship with dad like?
There isn't really one.
Okay.
And I think it's just because the way they were raised and the way we were raised were super different. So they're foreign, they're from Albania, and they're super old school. So my dad like bought my mom because you could like buy your wife back in the day. It's common there.
Wow.
So it's not a culture shock. But like when we come here, it's like and tell people that, it's like wow. But it's like to them it's so normal. So it's like for them everything's super arranged and like just growing up with 4 like American kids, there's bound to be some headbutts growing up.
Of course.
So it's not just me. Like my older sister, my older brother, they also don't have relationships with my father.
Okay.
Yeah.
The general consensus is that young attractive woman who does not have a relationship with her father, daddy issues, she'll end up on the stripper pole, or she'll end up being an OnlyFans girl. Why have you been able to avoid that so far? Because again, 19, Miami, attractive. How?
I think it's just being aware of where you are and like the situation. So when I came down here, everyone's like, all the girls have OnlyFans.
Yes.
Some of them were strippers. And at first I was like, oh, I'll get an OnlyFans. And then I realized I was like, do I want to be like everyone else here? Or do I want to keep my own like respect for myself
and find a husband
and just exactly. So the OnlyFans came down. Everything was just kind of like, okay, I'm just here to work, make money, figure out what I want to do and where I want to go.
Okay, very good. Devin.
Yes, sir.
Unlock your phone and hand it to me right now.
It's not locked.
Would you ever do that for the right man? Would you give your boyfriend, fiance access to your phone?
Oh yeah, and I always did. And actually, my ex-boyfriend requested a location to be open, and I certainly did because I have nothing to hide, and he can come anywhere I am, and I am at work or in the gym. Basically, if I'm with friends, he knows where. But I know it kills relationship if it's too much of control. But I never had any passwords from my boyfriends, any of them.
Okay. Now,
but some of them were fighting it. Like, why I have to? I have to have a no password on my computer. Why I have to have no password?
So they were questioning your transparency?
Yes, for security. But I think for security about the phone, it makes sense because you have your bank information, but only if you are already 2 years, 3 years together, or if you guys already a fiance, or I wanted to marry. So with my boyfriend, we had no passwords, and he was totally okay with that. I appreciate it. I had no password also. It's totally fine for me. It's totally fine. We are in an informative world right now.
Okay.
Imagine before, like 50 years ago, or how many years ago, we had like this phone where you have to do it with the finger.
Oh yeah, the rotary phone.
Passwords. There was no.
Yeah, right.
So why right now? Because we have iPads, computers, and all those gadgets, we do have to have passwords. We have to have passwords from everybody else, but not from your second half if you see in a serious relationship. If it's just guys, you're just mad and you dating.
Well, yeah.
Perfectly no, you don't know this person. But if it's 3 years, 2 years, or whatever you feel, you can share your personal information. You share the bed together. You have the women, they can get pregnant and have kids. So why would you not have a stupid password?
What you said was solid gold, and better than 9 out of 10 American women would say, well, I'm not giving my boyfriend or fiance or husband a password to my phone because I'm entitled to my privacy. What would you say to women who tell you that? Oh, she grabbed the mic and pulled it closer. Here we go.
Enjoy being single.
Well, can you repeat the question?
No, that's okay. A lot of pushback.
The American.
Yeah, American women.
The Eastern European. Yeah.
They're always like, oh, he can't have access to my phone, and this is my this and that.
It's totally wrong, and it's totally wrong, I think.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not judging anybody. Everybody can live whatever how they are, and if it's work for them, it's work for them. For me, I am totally transparent with my second half, and I think the man is priority, and woman should follow man. And I can talk about it a lot.
Okay, no, I like that. But one thing you said is, if I have nothing to hide, then what's there to be worried about?
There's gonna be nothing to hide, because if I am committed to a man, then I'm only with this man.
Okay.
I do not need, not for money, not for sex, not for fun, not for anything else, another man. Even if it's work relationship, it's gonna be only work relationship. So my man doesn't have to worry that I will cross that professional line and do have something with this man, because I think it's gonna be stupid. There's no business in between man and woman. If they have sex, that's gonna go down. There's no business. There is or business or relationship together, or if you already have a business together as a couple, that's different stories. So that works. Wow. But not like I have a man or I'm married or I have a serious relationship and my man has to worry that at work I have some more than professional relationship.
Work husbands.
Right.
Yeah.
No, not for me. Yeah.
Wow, very good.
That's so interesting.
You can prove it. Yeah, I can prove it by giving him all my devices to look at.
How about that? Go ahead, Rob.
It's so interesting that you mentioned, I think we spoke about this when you came on my show.
Yeah.
There's a crazy concept that a woman who doesn't respect her man will choose what she wants to wear. Say he says, oh, don't wear crop tops or don't wear certain things. She'll argue that, but then for her boss at the company,
bingo,
she will do whatever he says because of fear of getting fired and whatnot. She has this level of respect. Isn't that nuts?
Women respect they respect their bosses more than their significant others.
That's totally wrong. Number one, your boss is your man, your husband.
Oh, wow.
Number two is because your man is going to provide for you, for your kids, but not your boss.
Wow. Okay. Very good. Melissa, so you're dating a guy you really like for 2 years. You trust him. He trusts you. Would you ever allow him access to your phone?
100%.
Okay.
He's the man. Like, go for it.
Okay.
Like, I'm not cheating. I'm not.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't get in a relationship just to hide things, you know?
Right.
So it's like, I have nothing to hide.
Let's say we're on Fresh and Fit. And Myron asks you that question, and the girls turn and look at you like, you are crazy. I would never do that. What would you say to those girls?
I would say that's why they're all single on
Fair enough.
So what is the line of demarcation between like when you would hand over your phone or would you not? Like, is it a 3-month, 6-month thing? Is it once you've had a chance to delete all of the other apps and make sure that everything is clean? Like, like basically, I think what he's saying is that when a woman hands over her phone and is saying, "Hey, I don't have secrets from you," that means that she's all in.
Yeah.
And so a lot of women like to keep their toes in the pool while, you know, he's the one, but these other 4 guys that I've been talking to for the last 6 months might come through. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, if we're talking, and I'm taking you seriously and you're taking me seriously, there won't be other guys. So it's like, if we start dating and you want to see my phone, there wouldn't be other guys on it. So it's like,
okay,
as long as we're dating and you ask, you'll get it. You know?
Would you delete like your guy friends from your phone?
It depends if he's uncomfortable with those guy friends. So if he's like, why is he on your phone, or why is he texting you like this? I would explain to him like who that guy is to me and our relationship. And if he's uncomfortable with that, then I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what this one did when she decided she wanted to be with me?
What'd she do?
She changed her phone number.
Why did she do that?
So that the past couldn't follow me. Anyone who could then reach me from this point forward, I had to willingly give them my information. So this was no guy from like 2 years ago. Hey girl, what's up? I'm in town, or anything like that. I didn't have to deal with any of it. It was just okay. Boom, new chapter.
That's
start
smart.
forward.
Very smart.
Yeah.
You avoid so much mistrust with Donovan. Very smart.
Yeah, man. I'm
commitment. That is strong commitment. Wow.
I am not an easy guy to be with, as you can.
I have no doubt.
I know it's surprising, but yeah, the thing she did when, you know, leading up to.
Yeah, because I was like a problem solver. So like if he had an issue with something, I would try to find ways to make that not an issue anymore. So it was like, okay, so this guy from my past called me. I don't really want to deal with it. I can eliminate this problem. I changed my phone number, you know?
There you go.
Like, it was real easy. So like if I could find things that I could do to make him feel better, it was no skin off my back to go ahead and do it. And I think a lot of women these days are holding on to things that really don't matter in the long run.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of add something to what you said, because a lot of girls might have just missed that. You're a problem solver.
Yeah.
Not a problem maker.
Ooh, yeah.
Like a lot of girls just like to argue because they're good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They'd rather be your headache than your peace.
Exactly.
So much fact, not his entire.
I'd rather crack cheesy jokes and funny puns and stuff like that, and like make my man
That
better.
She does. Yes. Oh boy, she is especially when she's in the shower. When she's in the shower, she's cracking all the jokes, and I'm like, oh, yeah. It's killing me. I see.
You. Well, naturally, yes. If it's 2 years.
Yep.
There's no real reason behind it. I'm pretty open when I'm in a relationship. Whatever's mine, it's yours, and then whatever's yours is mine. So.
Okay, very good, excellent. This is a segment I like to call "Tell Me Why I'm Wrong." So I'm going to make a statement, and each and every one of you are going to either tell me why I'm wrong, or you're going to tell me that I'm right. We all ready?
You're right.
Good answer.
I like that. Good answer.
Women cheat more than men. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Women cheat more than men. I think you're right. I think women have to choose who they don't want to have sex with, and not with who they do.
Yep.
So Opportunity.
More opportunity, more impulsive. Yep.
Yeah.
Hypergamy.
Okay, very good. Icy, women cheat more than men. Tell me why I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And naturally we have more plates to spin. So it's kind of like, since we have so much options, a guy could have like what? The candy store analogy.
Yes.
We've been in the candy store since we was 18 years old. We've seen all type of licorice, all type of things. But the moment a guy gets there, when they're like,
notice how she said licorice. Was that red or black licorice?
It could be either one.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
But
so what kind of licorice you like, girl? Good stuff.
We have way too much.
I'm going to hit you with another one. There is no such thing. That was funny. There is no such thing as unconditional love. Tell me why I'm wrong.
It's unconditional.
Meaning is unconditional. Oh, did you understand?
Oh, no, I think she's talking about. Yeah, she's trying to tell me why I'm wrong.
Unconditional. Yeah, you're right.
You were having trouble with that. What made you come to that
You're
conclusion?
Right. I think I don't want to fight the statement. Can I don't? Can I don't?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's true.
Okay, very good.
I'll say why you're wrong.
Okay.
Well, for instance, my mother, I know she'll love me no matter what.
Oh, God, I should have qualified it. No, you're right.
I thought we are about the relationship.
Yeah, my bad. No, very good.
Man and woman, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's of course. But
unconditional love is only for children and pets.
Only
That's it.
because in relationship we are entering relationship with a purpose.
Yes.
With a condition. Women want to get married, have children, or man wants to settle down and have a status for his work and everything. So it's with condition. Cannot be any step, I think, unconditionally in between relationship of sexes. Like,
gotcha.
If it's for love, so it's not.
I would argue that conditions, the more conditional your love is, probably the better your relationship is, because you're holding each other accountable.
That's right. My love, listen, I love this woman to the moon and back. If she gets fat, she's fucking gone, guys. She's gone, man. Like, that's just how it goes.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I love her. I like her personality. I like what she does for me. But if she doesn't keep herself physically fit.
And I think what a lot of women don't understand is that they're afraid to lose that autonomy because they're afraid that they're going to be the victim of some sadistic dude out there. Like, oh my God, he requires me to work out. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, you're in shape.
Live longer.
Yeah.
Right. I look better. Yeah, exactly.
Here's a challenging question though, for both of you though. Do you care if he got really, really big? Like, let's say he gained 80 pounds.
He wouldn't need me to tell him that. He holds himself accountable. And even
let's just say I slipped.
You have slipped, but you're still in the gym, you're still working out, you're actually publishing your workouts to hold yourself even more accountable, but also to set an example for others.
Let's say I gained 150 pounds.
That wouldn't happen.
Let's say it did.
If it did.
I would
I'd love to.
Start
just want to answer that question.
Free and
there you go. There you go.
I'll do everything in my power to help you be healthier and maintain. But am I going to badger you about it? No, because I know you hold yourself accountable. If I'm looking good and you're looking like crap, then our relationship's going to go downhill very quickly, because it's either going to cause insecurity. It's going to cause, like, oh my God, she has more discipline than I do. Who's the man in this relationship? It sets the balance off. So, yeah, I mean, if anything, you gaining weight wouldn't make or the relationship not work because, oh my God, he gained so much weight. It would be because of the balance of power is off.
Why is it that my physical standards for you are so much more stringent than vice versa? Because right now you're in far better shape than I am. Why is it that
I don't think you hold me to a different standard.
Say again?
I don't think you hold me to a different standard.
Well, I mean, I'm not in the best shape I can be, and you're damn near in the best shape you can be.
Been times where I've been 20 pounds heavier.
But you're not.
Not right now.
Are you telling me that you're planning on gaining 20 pounds?
No, and also as I get older, I'm 46 years old. I ain't got a lot of wiggle room here.
Okay.
Like, I'm not getting more attractive. and you know what I mean? Like my skin's not getting better, all this other stuff. So the least I can do to help sustain our relationship is to look as good as I possibly can. And, you know, and it makes me happy to see you enjoy it.
And not only that, we always hear the saying, what do you bring to the table?
Devon, I like that you said the balance of power. I like that you mentioned that because I think in between woman and man, there is balance of power that we have to be sexually attracted for men. That's our job because we are females. We are beauty. Of course, we are more than that.
Right.
But
that's your primary
in relationship.
Yeah.
Yes. So if he James, that's not too bad for him. But if you, that's gonna be the balance of power. That's your power.
Yeah.
That's your woman power, being beautiful and.
What it really comes down. That's a very good point. And what it really comes down to is, how can I put this? If I were hot, if I looked like Chris Hemsworth, but I was broke, this relationship wouldn't work.
No.
By the same token, if she had all the SEO talent in the world and helped me with the business, but she was twice the weight she is now, that wouldn't work. And that just goes to show that a woman's primary agency, not her only, a woman's primary agency is the way she looks. Because if a woman is not sexually attractive to a man, she's not getting in the door. On the other side of the coin, if a man doesn't show at least indirect markers of success, you know, et cetera, then that's not going to be attractive. That's not going to be attractive either. Okay. Last question. I've actually got a 2-part question for all of you. Devon.
Okay.
What does your life look like 5 years from now? And what does your life look like when you will be 50? Now, 5 years from now, I'll be 51. Yes.
Yeah, that's not a good thing for me.
Answer it.
Oh man. Hopefully we're doing more of this, but kind of traveling around. I would like to have a home in the mountains. Probably Nevada.
Reno.
Yeah. I want to learn how to ski and I want a garden. So like I want to be able to grow my own food and cook it at the same time. So you know, just happy house, you know.
Happy spouse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's fun to meet new people. It's good doing the CME. It's great networking and meeting people and bringing them together. Like that's really helping people is something that I've never been able to really do before, other than like with their website, you know. So this is the last 7 years, and then thinking about the next 5, it makes me excited.
Good.
So you know, like I mean, I don't dream about cars or vacations or anything like. Although you do owe me a trip to Kauai.
I do.
But yeah, well, I quit drinking, so that was like our deal. So
all right, that's exactly right.
So yeah, my life is good. I think I don't see a lot of change, to be honest. I hope there's not a lot of change.
Yeah, as long as you keep your shit together.
Mm-hmm.
I see. What does your life look like 5 years from now? What does your life look like when you're 50?
5 years ago, if it wasn't for Fresh and Fit, I probably would have still been on the pole. Let's put it like that. And we've been, like how you said, we've been helping a lot of people. And like within my works with the girls that we bring in, I've actually helped a lot of girls' relationship isures out. Like, you know, the ones that actually sit down and listen and actually become base. So it's nice working with that. When I'm 50, I would love to achieve everything that I want to achieve. My big goal that I really have is I used to be adopted, so I want to have an orphanage. I want to be able to provide for the children and make sure they go to great homes and not be abused, because that's kind of something that a lot of foster children go through. But that's really something that, like, before I die, that's something that I really want to put all my money towards. And probably, I don't know, I'm not looking to be somebody's wife, but maybe a baby mama. You know, I want 2 more kids. So.
Okay. All right. Well, an orphanage is a good way to do that. That's for sure. Sebastian, where's your life what does your life look like at 30 and what does it look like at 50?
Well, at 30, I hope to have my first kid.
Okay.
Hope to find, I guess, the one of my dreams, or the one that I have settled down with, and just start building a family, because I've always wanted to have a really big family, like 7, 8 kids. So that takes a lot of time.
And sex 10 times a day, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just in that phase of building the actual foundation to be able to support all those types of dreams.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty good so far. Now I'm just kind of looking for that woman because that's a very big investment. And if you make the wrong one, that could really haunt you for a lot of years. But as far as 50, my end goal is to build a church where I was born in Puerto Rico.
Wow. How about that?
And also an orphanage as well, because I had great parents. Like, still talk to them almost every day. And I want to give those kids that don't have any parents something to build them up, because if you don't have good parents, then 9 times out of 10 you're probably gonna be a shitty person. I'm not saying if you don't have parents you are a shitty person, but
and listen, I take full responsibility for my life, right? Like, all the mistakes I've made, it's because of me. But it would be disingenuous of me to sit here and say that my upbringing didn't influence my decision making to some degree. Here I am at 45 years old. I have finally figured it out. It is what it is. I like the goals.
See, my mom was married at 16. She's been with my dad since she was 13. He was like 2 years older than her, right? My mom was one of 7, so it's just like, get these kids out of the house as quickly as possible. And you know, by the time she was 21, she had me. I was 8 months old. My sister was 4, and my dad passed away. So there you are, 21, 2 kids. Like, we all think life is over for this girl. But my mom met my dad a few years later, and I call him my dad because he's been my dad since I was 2 years old. You know, they got married when I was 6, and, you know, hey, stepdads are awesome type of thing. But I get what you're saying about how helping children, even indirectly, can have a long-term impact. Now, my family lives here in Florida. I wish I told him I was here. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to visit with him.
Dude, yeah, we're not going to be here.
But you know, they're still together. They're still married. And so even though my upbringing was a little bit different than, you know, the traditional 2-parent family type of thing, I still feel like I grew up with all of those values and all of the good things that are supposed to come out of that. So, you know, it's interesting. Like, Don, one of the first 2 questions he ever asked me was, are your parents still together, and what's your relationship like with your dad? And I didn't know that those were going to be the 2 main interview questions of, like, you know, like our relationship. But it's very interesting. I don't know. I'm all about helping kids.
No, for sure. And one of the reasons why I do want to have a lot of kids, not only because I'm very family oriented, but I watched this podcast, Patrick Bet-David. He's a businessman.
Yeah, PBD.
Great guy. And he kind of had this whole bit about, if you're a good leader, if you're a good man, you should have as many kids as possible to make other leaders and just make the world a better place. So that's something that's always stuck with me.
Yeah, makes sense.
I believe, you know, I'm a high man of character with a lot of confidence, a lot of ambition. So I'd like to pass it on to as many people as possible. And the best way to do it is by raising kids. Because to me, right, a king can be anybody, right?
Sure.
A king is somebody it basically gets passed down to.
Yeah.
But it's different being a kingmaker.
Yeah.
When you're able to build other kingdoms with other people, because your lessons are so strong and you have such character that can be passed down.
Wow, very good. Excellent.
That's like my personal trainer, her husband. They have 3 daughters, and he just went into coaching. He's just like, I'm the coach, basketball, soccer, you name it, I'm PE, whatever. Like, that's what he does.
He's a good dude. Yeah. Very good dude. Lorenzo, what is your life going to be like at 25, and what is your life going to be like at 50?
So since, you know, we're twins, we're business partners, we have a lot of the same goals. We talk about, you know, having kids before we're 30. Kind of marriage is a big deal. My parents are happily married, 26, 27, 25.
Good God Almighty. I haven't done anything for 25 years.
And the crazy
breathe.
Is their love keeps getting bigger and better.
Wow.
Ever since we left the house about 2 years ago, they just had something ignite inside of them that they go out more. Like, it's amazing to see because it's inspiring.
Yeah.
Right. That's why we believe in love and we believe in marriage, because of them. So yeah, in the next 5 years, married, hopefully have my first kid. And then when I'm 50, if I even make it that far, same kind of deal, pass something on. You know, with the amount of things we got on right now, multiple businesses, you know, writing books for kids now. We want to pass something down to our family because we're the oldest males in our family.
Oh.
And we have 6 other cousins, all younger than us, males.
Okay.
And,
wow.
And it's a privilege that all of them look up to us.
Yeah.
And we've actually had our hands in the way they've developed. which is just a blessing to see because a lot of them kind of mimic our actions. They like to work out. They like to learn about money.
Breath nice.
They don't compete, but it's.
I was gonna say there's no. Yeah. I was gonna say they can try as they might, right?
But it's infectious to pass an idea down and then see it grow through somebody else. And I think that's something that every man has to kind of shoot to get to. And that's true success for me, is seeing something that you taught get passed down, and then they grow and then they pass that down. So building a legacy is, I think, the most important thing.
Good. Very good. Kim, what is your life, and how old are you again?
18.
18. So what is your life like at 23? And if you can think that far ahead, what is your life like at 50?
My man, having my first kid. I sell vintage clothing, so I want a store, and I want that to be able to provide for my family back in Colombia.
Okay.
And when I'm 50, just having time with my
kids. Shake, what is your life like at 39? What is it like at 50?
I'm actually 34, but
Well, 5 years from now, you'll be 30.
Oh, right. Oh,
yeah,
shit. Okay, right. My bad. Yeah.
I'm a math guy.
Yeah. My life, right.
Shake's like, dude, I'm only 34.
Well, you know what? The gray hair makes me very self-conscious sometimes.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
people think I'm older than I am. No, you're right. At 39. So it's interesting because up until fairly recently, I thought my life was going to be buying an animal hospital in the Midwest in Chicago and settling down and just kind of, it's just a very traditional path, And
then Miami happened.
Yeah, exactly. Miami happened big time. Being here, also going on Netflix. I think that opened my eyes to a lot. Seeing how different people live and how, that side of the world, showbiz, and how exciting that is, and how different personalities come together and make really entertaining things. But also the people I came across along the way, the show producers, the creators, and seeing how they've become successful. And like, it's such a, growing up and going to vet school, it's like such a different path than the creative route, right? Where you're creating something out of thin air and entertaining millions of people. So I'm not saying that's where I want to go, but being around people like that and being in Miami where people have made money so many different ways, and it's a very inspiring thing. So now at 39, one thing is for sure, I want to be a veterinarian forever, but I don't want to use it as my source of income. I love doing it. I enjoy it. There's a lot of, it's a fun job. It can be a very fun job. But I have a AI startup I'm working on that I'm really excited about. So essentially the premise is this. Right now, big tech generates billions of dollars using our data to basically sell advertisement. Mm-hmm. So our iPhones are listening to us. Alexa's listening to us.
God, they are.
Our browsing history. Sometimes we think about something and all of a sudden it pops up as an ad, right?
Bam, dude. I swear to God.
But it's all the money from that's going to big tech. So my startup is called OpenAd, and what we want to do is share that revenue with the end user. So we have an AI chatbot that's going to talk to you and learn about you. I don't know if you're familiar with ChatGPT and all that.
Oh, yes, we are.
So it's very much there now to have a conversation with an AI to understand your browsing history, to understand your shopping, your male, single, this is your disposable income, this is how far you drive to work. Find out everything there is about you, plus your browser history and everything else we talked about, to give you a very focused and detailed shopping experience, and share half the money we generate from the ads back with you. Right? So that's the premise.
Half of it?
Up to half.
That's very lucrative. Rafa says, he said, wait, I'm sorry. Did you say 50%?
So
come on now.
I love it. I love it. Dude, he's a real estate agent, man. He knows all about the negotiation.
Absolutely. No, so we're pitching to Y Combinator right now. And so for me, I'd really love to see that grow into something that I either stay on with or even make an exit out of at that point, let someone big absorb it and like run with it. And like I said, the people you're around makes all the difference in the world. And I will say this, it's an unlikely group here, but solid group. Like everyone is bringing something like,
very valuable.
I've really enjoyed hearing every single person here speak. And anyway, that's 50, right?
Yes.
Oh, by 50. All right. I finally got around to reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, that's been around for a long time, and do not sleep on that book if you haven't read it. I mean, I'm like, I know about passive income,
And money.
but you read it and it's worded really well.
It opens your eyes, man.
It opens your eyes, and I think by 50 we could talk more about this, but I want to just stock up on rentals, real estate, just stock up.
Happy to help.
Yeah, and then all that passive income, you guys too. You guys are just starting out. I don't know if you mess with real estate at all, but yeah, it's the best. There's nothing better than that, to just keep buying properties, rent them out, have them mortgaged out, cash flowing, but also building the equity.
That's right.
And then by the time you're 50 or sooner for you guys, maybe you're all paid off and you can pay for your 10 kids or,
you can buy a storage house for all your suits.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Melissa, what does your life look like at 24?
I would say I would want to know what I'm doing, like, for work. So I'd want, like, my own marketing company and a little bit of real estate. And then I'd also want to be looking to, like, have my first kid soon, or, like, make sure I'm in a serious relationship. And then I would say not be in Miami, that's for sure. I think Miami's, like, for the year and then head out. So it's like I wouldn't want to take Miami seriously. And then I would say at 50, I'd want, like, a lot of kids, just be at home, make the husband happy, make sure everything's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Like,
Ralphie, where do you see your life at 34?
I'm 34. You got my age. Okay.
Yep.
So I
have a really good memory, guys.
I see that. I see that. I've noticed that.
Can't get away with
Wait, it's the what? It's the what?
this guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a hyper eidetic. I remember it all. And I mean,
by the way, though, knowing his personality, if he didn't have a good memory, he'd find a way to have a good memory.
Yes, that's all right.
Figured.
That's all right.
So by that time, I want to have 4 to 6 kids, definitely married, traditional monogamous, to a Jewish, definitely. And I love the Jewish joke you made, by the way, very solid, the 50%. So yeah, I love that stuff. I love that Jewish,
You and Sosnick, man, you guys are
right. It's awesome. So in terms of. Yeah, definitely want to be married and highly successful in both real estate and a podcast to do as well.
Okay.
And to make a lot of money and do what I love. So those are 2 things I love. At 50, I want to be even more successful with all those same things. But what I really want to do is 2 things. I was raised by a single grandmother. My mother was homeless. I never met her. Only time I met her was when I buried her.
Yeah.
And never met my dad. I only recently met that side of the family. So I do also want to do something similar, and if I don't open some sort of orphanage, giving money to it and helping them in any way they need, moral support, being there for them and whatnot. And it's funny that you mentioned I also love animals too. So I don't know if I would open my own thing necessarily, but I'd love to give toward it. So those are definitely good.
Very good. All right, Ronnie. What does your life look like at 35, and what does it look like at 50?
I would like to, so me, in 5 years, I'm going to have a supporting or maybe lead role in a movie where I would be the best fit for it.
Okay.
So I can bring to the character everything that the director needs and create a story that everybody's going to enjoy.
Okay.
It's going to be a beautiful movie. And at the same time, I don't know how, right? Because
it's a prediction. It's all good.
Actor's life is 24 hours or 7. That maybe, at the place I will be surrounded a lot of people, because I do believe more that you have to see the person you like, and it has to be somewhere unexpected, maybe grocery store or anywhere I will meet my man unexpectedly, not the website, because I need to feel his movements. I need to see his manners, how he talks, how he moves, how he grabs that milk from the shelf at the grocery store.
He's right. Things matter.
And that's gonna matter. Not like I'm gonna blind date and then this only by manners of this man I might not like him, or smell or something else. So it's very important. And maybe at the movie or showbiz industry or anywhere else on the street, when I'm just walking or running in the gym or something, And he will be like, oh my God, yes, in 1 month we get married. You will give me a ring right away.
We need to find this guy in California, man. We're gonna kidnap this guy.
Yeah, we go to the Bali for the honeymoon and then get pregnant there.
They're gonna make a rom.
Wow, she's already got the plans. I'm gonna get pregnant here, and
We're gonna make a rom-com after her at some point.
Oh yeah, this is great. This is great.
Belarusian rom-com.
Very good.
Yeah.
And at 50?
And then we're gonna be like doing the keys year after year, every year, and maybe like 3, 4. I'm gonna be good.
Okay.
But still making movies.
Okay. All right.
You know, might be possible.
All right.
Somewhere, and you know, it's very difficult question when I'm 50.
I know. It's 2 decades from now.
Yeah.
I'll be 50 in 5 years, less than 5 years. So
Kids will be
It's
great.
it's very difficult question.
I can come back to you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I wanted to take the last 5 to 10 minutes of this recording to talk to Shayne. In a word, man, talk about your experience on Netflix's Love is Blind. What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? How has your life changed? Do you regret it?
Sure. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Love is Blind, the show on Netflix where you date, men and women date one another without seeing each other. And in order to progress to the next stage of the show, you have to propose. So you're basically proposing sight unseen based on a, supposed connection that you made in the pods. Now, I will say this. The point it's gotten to now, it just sounds ridiculous, even me saying it.
Yes.
Like me saying it just sounds absolutely preposterous. But there was a point where people wanted to give it a chance.
Yeah.
So one season came out before me. It was successful. There were some successful marriages. I got recruited. You asked how I got on that. I got recruited on Instagram. So I got asked to be on season.
That's how they're doing it, huh?
Yeah, very similar.
Ed and DJ, like you said.
Yes, right.
So I went into it giving it a legit shot. I didn't go on there to be famous. I was like, all right, I'm at an age, especially living in the Midwest. You get married a little bit earlier in the Midwest. I was like, you know what? I'm 31. I'm ready to get married. Like, if they're coming to me and asking me to do this, why not? Ended up being the villain of the whole show. Okay, of like maybe not just season 2, maybe like the whole show.
Yes. Yeah.
but it showed me right away who my real friends are, who I could count on. Everybody who knew me in real life backed me up because they were like, this is not you. Like, this is a very sensationalized and like very asshole version, very taken out of context.
Oh my God.
Because like, hey, we all have a sense of humor, right? If you took your sense of humor and just cut it up into pieces with nobody's laughing,
right.
You look like an asshole. Or worse, if you take I say something controversial but funny, instead of like you laughing and smiling, they take a shot from you where you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they use that.
Yeah.
So then it makes it look like, I'm an idiot. Like I can't read the room.
Yeah.
And, so that, anyway.
That far, it's insane.
But it's an attempt.
There it is.
Yeah. Anyway,
Do that all.
the show did very well.
But no
Good
publicity.
stores.
No publicity is bad publicity.
Exactly. No. So for everything that it got me out there.
What is your relationship? What is your relationship with the guys? Shayne, Jarrett. Do you guys
Okay.
talk? Or?
So Shayne, after you went to bat for me, when he made his video, he's like, "Hey Shayne, listen up, pal. Shake's had your back, and you didn't have his." He kind of put that out there, and since then, Shayne has come and apologized. So thank you. So you know what? It takes a big man to do that. To me, I'm like, you know what? Cool. We're cool. Whatever. We went through something very interesting and in parts traumatic together.
Sure.
Neither of us were thinking straight, so I forgive him.
Okay.
But the other guys on the show, no way I'm ever chilling with them. So the worst part about being a villain is the people on the show with me knew I wasn't one, but they went along with the story.
Yep.
Right? Because number one, protected them to have somebody else be the villain. And number two, hey, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Who were the other guys? So it was you, Shayne, Jarrett. I forget the other ones.
There's Nick.
Oh,
Nick was the worst one.
I fucking hate that.
So it's called.
If I ever see him,
I know, right? It's called virtue signaling.
Yes.
So that's the other one. So that was number two. So they're protecting themselves, but also making themselves look better by saying, "Hey, this guy sucks," and because because I also
don't think like him.
Don't condone him, then I must be a good person, right? So it was a lot of that stuff. So I don't talk to those guys. I would never talk to those guys. But here's the interesting part. They came in guns blazing during the reunion, blasting me, and now they're all divorced. All
That's right. Nick and Danielle. Dude, we knew Nick and Danielle was going to be a fucking train wreck. Jarrett and Ayanna.
Yeah. You should hear the reason Jarrett and Ayanna got divorced. What Jarrett got caught doing.
Yeah.
Not cheating, but it's up there with that. For something, especially if you're a public figure, and if you have a public figure marriage and you get caught doing this thing, it's very embarrassing for your wife. We'll just
Was he with a train?
Was there an Optimus Prime involved?
No Transformers. No Transformers this time.
He was doing it for them.
Shockwave, I mean.
What is LA?
But anyway, so the irony there is these guys were full on attacking me for standing up for what I believe in and just being honest. And they wanted to pretend everything was great with them. And one way for them to do that is to attack me. And now they're all divorced.
Let me ask you one last question.
Yeah.
Shayne fucked Shayna. Am I right or wrong?
Shayne, what was that?
Shayne fucked Shayna.
Oh, I will not answer that. I will not answer that. I will not. There's no way I will answer that. Shayna's happily married. Shayna's a happily married woman. Shayne.
I bet she is.
Yeah. Shayna's
Mr. Greek guy.
Yeah.
You saw how quickly she got her fiance up out of there when they started asking him questions at the party. I said, yeah.
Right.
Shayna knows that. Yeah. See, I call all of that. I was like, yeah, she's getting them up out of there because people are going to start singing like a canary.
You know what? It was before they were married, whatever it is happened or didn't happen. And now they're a solid unit. I have nothing bad to say about them. So that's where we're at with that.
Wow. Very good. How about that? Have you seen season 3?
I have, yeah.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, season 3, it was very interesting.
Alexa's a fucking fat ass.
Dude.
Like, how fucking disgusting is she? And the thing is she's always wearing, like, scantily, like, no one wants to see her.
Well, here's the thing. I'll say this about Alexa. You know what? It's not a weight thing at all because there are guys that are into that. And more power to them because listen, it's not about, like, if the girl's overweight or not or whatever. It's about what are you attracted to as the guy. And some guys like thick girls like that.
Or some guys don't have the game to get girls that don't look like Alexa. Just like
Myron, definitely do.
You give a chubby chaser a blue check mark, a Lamborghini, and $1 million, and I promise you he no longer likes chubby girls.
Okay, that's an interesting take. And I definitely get your take on that.
I love this.
But I'm telling you, I know dudes who are fit, attractive dudes, and that's
okay. All right.
You know what? You know what I'm saying? You like
all right, okay.
You like what you like.
I ain't mad at that.
You like what you like.
Snitching over there, Luke. Like, what's
and it's funny because a lot of times it is a. It's a lot of times it's a thinny guy. It's a thin guy. They become enamored with that, and you know what? There's a biologic reason for that too, but we don't have to get into that.
Please do.
All right.
Because I'm very curious.
All right. Speaking as a veterinarian here, and animals are people, of course.
Yes.
Right? We know that. So. One of the reasons we tend to choose our mate is, the reason we tend to choose our mate biologically is because we want to create the most successful children, right?
Sure.
So subconsciously, whether we realize it or not, we're looking to fill gaps in our own genomes where we're
makes sense. So if he's really skinny, he's looking for that makes sense.
Yeah. But it goes much further than that. It goes into like what diseases that one race may be susceptible to versus another strong. So like
hypertension. I'm a black man, so yeah.
Exactly. So when they say opposites attract, there is a very biological reason for that. Now, on top of that, there's the societal programming we have, which complicates things. But if humans were just left to kind of like do their thing, we would all be just like one like homogenous kind of color.
I got a buddy of mine in Vegas. I'll never forget this. He said by the year 3000, everyone in the world is going to be like the color of like a paper bag.
Because all those walls will come down.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. We're gonna be saturated. Wow. So you are doing another. You're gonna have to tell me like behind the scenes, like what's going on.
We'll talk about that. For sure.
I can't wait. Yeah. All right, let's go around. Let's give our final thoughts. Dev, fire first. What you got?
Thank you everyone for coming. I really appreciate your time.
Who is Mark? Just kidding.
No. I think that successful relationships are about sacrifice. So if you aren't sure, well, let me put it this way. If you think that you're going to have it all, be prepared to trim the fat before you can even be close to getting half of what you want. I think that a lot of times we think what's important when we're young is going to always be important. Certain things aren't. And I think it's really important to focus on the big picture. And love is about taking care of people. And if you don't enjoy that, then you're probably not cut out for a long-term relationship or a family, to be honest. Okay. And there are some people that are like that, and that's perfectly fine. But if you think that you're going to sacrifice things by, giving up social media or going out to bars and clubs to maintain a relationship, just wait till you see what life's got coming for you. Because if your employer is not restricting you, your family's not restricting you, something you've got to make compromises in life, and there's going to be a balance. What that balance looks like is different for everybody, but be prepared to make some sacrifices along the way.
Before I go to Ronnie, because I'm going to go zigzag here, in your opinion, why do you think our relationship works as well as it does?
I think our temperaments fit each other very well. You are very gregarious. I'm very introverted. I'd prefer to actually be back there behind the screens. So our differences embolden each other. We fill in the gaps for each other. I think that's why we work so well. That, and I'm willing to say, hey, everything I've done up until this point was garbage. It didn't work. So you tell me what to do.
Okay.
And being open-minded to that was something that really engaged you. Because you were like, oh, look, this girl actually listens to me.
What's the first thing I told you to do?
Get my ears pierced.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
Final thoughts, Ronnie. Can you tell us what his name is? What's his name? Oh, man, we got to find this guy. We got to find this guy.
A serious relationship is not for everybody, but I think it's natural for most people and it's healthy. But I understand if people just don't want to get married, have kids. It's not all their choice. And being in a relationship, I think, is accepting other person and going beyond your ego a lot.
It's probably just connection.
Yeah, so meeting people in person, maybe for most people, more beneficial in general than online. But online is also happens, but don't lose much time in there, guys. Do study, do work, do the podcast. Don't be on the phone too much because it's not too beneficial maybe to find your husband there, wife, but the business maybe yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, guys. It's
of course. You represented yourself very, very well today. I think I speak for everybody. And you also have very nice teeth. I think I've said that. I see. You are on the inside of Fresh and Fit. So how did we, obviously this is not Fresh and Fit, at least not yet. So how did we do?
Yeah, I did amazing. I loved it. It was great sharing each other's opinions.
Hassle anybody,
No. I don't try to worry about those things when I'm anywhere else besides Fresh and Fit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Those Frank Castles come by the dozen. You saw them. You made a video.
I did.
Our last show was 5 fucking Frank Castles.
That was crazy. That was one show. Yeah, man.
Yes. And you just see me in the back like, get your purse.
Uh-huh.
Have they ever gotten physical with you?
Nope.
No. But I would say weeks ago, one did kind of try it, but she kind of not towards me, towards because it's me, it's Zena, and then it's Red. But Red is like the really skinny, soft one.
Right.
In the moment, she was really drunk. Myron kept on warning her, sober up before you speak.
That's right.
He was giving her a chance.
Huh?
He said, you know what? Get your drunk ass off the show. She started twerking. She went to her bag. She grabbed some money. She got back to Myron and was like flashing the money and then was twerking. I had to run after her and was like, come on.
How old was she?
Like, you're bugging. Like, why are you doing that?
How old is this girl?
How old is what?
How old was this girl?
I would say she was probably in her 20s, like early 20s.
Women grow old, they never grow up.
No. Even the old lady that was sleeping, she started twerking on the
Yep. See?
And now it's on YouTube.
Women grow old, they never grow up. Yeah.
Now it's on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is she.
No. And then that's not even the big part about it. She went when we kicked her outside the door. She started banging on the door with her foot, like trying to get in. So when we opened it, I was like, "Bitch, stop trying it! Like you're really trying the wrong one." She looked at my friend and she started cussing my friend out. Mind you, I'm looking dead at her, cussing her out. She's like ignoring me for some reason. Erin comes out of nowhere, grabs her drink. Yep. She grabs the drink because she was about to throw it on Red, and then Red was like, "You're not gonna do it." And then we close it again. She starts banging on it. He's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna call police on you," and she just ran to the elevator. And it's like that's all we had to say was just call the police. I'm like,
now
next time I'm gonna use that.
Now explain to them why it's now you, Zena, and Red as the muscle, because it wasn't like that before. Tell them why that is.
It naturally went about.
I'll tell you guys why. Because girls are far less likely to get physical with other women than other men.
Well, that is true, but in the beginning, when I welcome all the girls from I'll say from jump point, they know not to fuck with me because I'm already on top of them, if that makes any sense. So it's kind of like, with me, I'm like the mother in the situation. So it's like, if you fuck up, it's like, sweetie, what are you doing? I told you don't make yourself look stupid.
Right.
You know?
Respect for you.
So it's like, with me, they'll never cross that line of point where it's like, fuck you, bitches. If you really want to get there, we could get there. But my anger also throughout the year, I kind of like, at first I used to be very jumpy, like, bitch, what's up? Let's do something.
I have an analysis actually.
But now I'm more like, I think I could put out a fire by being calm and just like, hey, look.
Funny how that works, right?
It can't be that way. Yeah, it's the same tactic you got to use towards men too, but it works.
Rafi, final thoughts and analysis.
Okay, no, the analysis is, and I'm very confident you'd agree, is you probably had your wild past in whatever context, and now through Fresh and Fit and learning all these concepts, you've mellowed out a lot.
I have.
More traditional.
I my growth, honestly, from my first episode to now, you could see it in the way I talk, the way how I act.
But they're misogynist, women hating.
No, now I'm a misogynist.
So
I don't give a
you stupid.
Everyone calls you a pick me now, like you get all those.
I guess I'm not so much of a pick me though.
I don't think you are, but I'm saying that.
So that term, it's really a Twitter term because that's just girls that can't get the guys that they want. The way how I see it. Oh, you're just a pick me because you work for them. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Fine,
Shut up.
whatever. And by the way, I see you are the only female I have up on my wall in any of the house. It's the boat party. Yeah, the boat party picture. Yeah.
I saw it when I was looking at you.
That was cool as hell, wasn't it?
I was like,
that party was a fucking movie, man.
We're actually gonna have another boat party when our Fresh and Fit Clips channel. Let me check on
when it hits 1 million.
No,
yeah, they're
actually 500. He wants to do it at 500K. So let me check right now. I think we're at 470.
Ooh, all right.
Everybody share it.
I am there. Yeah, dude. Share that shit. God damn.
Was it rough?
Oh yeah, Rafi. I'm sorry, Rafi. Yeah. We'll go Rafi, Sebastian.
Remind me again what.
Final thoughts.
What did you think about
I was actually expecting, just by how you are in general, you have no issue with confrontation.
Nope.
And I was stoked for this because I'm very opinionated.
Oh yeah.
So I thought that some of the women on the panel were going to be very argumentative. We're going to really clash. And I also didn't think there were as many guys. So not in a bad way. It ended up wonderful. I love what everybody had to share. I definitely got value from everybody here. I just love it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Sebastian.
Well,
real quick, they're at 474.
Woo!
So 500K.
Are you coming to this one? All right. Okay.
Yeah, you better come.
Yeah, man, because they
Let me
do.
know.
Listen, they recognize you before they recognize me. I don't have size E tits. I don't. Sebastian. Yeah, hey, he's a big boy.
But I'd like to say thank you for inviting us.
Of course. Of course.
Because we've known each other for some years now.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
But I'd like to say that with this panel, it really gives me hope, especially the women here. I'm kind of with Rafi. I've seen these types of shows before. I've watched Fresh and Fit, and it's kind of like kills your soul a little bit. That yeah,
I'm proud of you.
but
Yeah,
even
here.
from 18 to 30 to 45, correct?
Sure.
46.
46.
She's like, yeah, I'll take it.
You all have really good heads on your shoulders. You all kind of are more traditional, which is really good to see. So that's great. And as far as the men, I think one of the things that's wrong with our generation is that we have instant gratification and we have commitment issues. And I would just say to anybody with that problem, it's better to commit 100% to the wrong thing than 50% to the right thing.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that. Wow.
No.
Very.
I think it depends on context, and I'm not sure. What do you mean? And what?
So for instance, right? So for instance, if let's just take a relationship, right? And you think this girl's the one, it's better for you to be 100% in and then find out at the end that, okay, it just didn't work out. Then maybe this girl is the one, but you're 50% in, 50% out looking for others. So it's better to go 100% into the wrong girl.
Yeah, it's better to regret something you did than something
And you learn
Exactly.
from it.
Try it all the way, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Melissa, what did you get out of this?
First I just want to say thanks for having me.
Of course.
Everyone on the panel was great. I would say I learned a lot because I feel like I am one of the young.
I said it too.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, I feel.
What'd you say?
We said birch. You said I feel like.
It's a fresh and fit.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like
any girl that'd be like, I feel like birch.
birch. It's always boxing.
I say I feel like a lot, or I just, and it's like, I did learn a lot from this, and I learned a lot from the perspectives that everyone had. And where everyone came from is obviously different, so that also brings, like, all of us here right now, like, you could all just be in different places. So it's very coincidental, and it's, like, cool. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lorenzo.
Again, I do want to say thank you to you.
Of course.
For extending the invitation. Last time you invited us to anything, it was phenomenal. So thank you for that. Thank you for everyone for sharing, your personal thoughts and opinions. I enjoyed it a lot. And then some advice for the young men out there. Be patient. Good things take time. Work on yourself because you're only in control of yourself. So once you master yourself, you can master everything else.
Okay, very good. Shake.
This has been fantastic. Meeting you guys. I feel like the red pill community gets a bad rep. And I also said that I don't agree with everything that you guys have shared here, and that's okay, but I think people think of, this community as like very abrasive and anti-women, and I think today was proof that that's definitely not the case. I mean, I guess we've come full circle. Now I'm hearing very traditional viewpoints.
Yes.
More than I ever hear anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just ironic that people find, you guys or I don't know, the community to be kind of on the fringe of things when it's based on something that is been in America for hundreds of years, and it's exactly, and it's just been marginalized now. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, normalcy is different.
Yeah,
exactly. Normal's not so normal, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
And Kim, the loudest of us all, please give us your final thoughts.
It was great being on here. Thank you.
Of course.
It's great to see people have a discussion without women getting into arguments and getting their feelings hurt because someone doesn't think like they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And that is going to wrap up episode number 12 of the hashtag How to Relationship podcast. The first 11 episodes were just you and me. I'm thinking episode 13 will either be back here or Atlanta. I'm still looking into that. I'm thinking about having a discussion about interracial relationships.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta. And on one side, I'm going to have 4 couches. There's going to be some black men, some black women, some white dudes. It's just going to be white girls. going to be white girls, and I think that's going to be a very worthwhile. It's going to be a very worthwhile discussion. It is going to be incendiary, but I think we'll learn a lot. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here. Short notice. Icy, I gave you 3 days. Melissa was today. You were today. I called you guys 3-4 hours ago. Yeah. Rafi, Ronnie, Dev. I didn't tell her till we were getting on a plane. She had no idea where. She's like, "Where are we flying?" Oh yeah, we're going to Miami for. But thank you guys all very, very much. You guys
call the dogs better.
Well. And hopefully we can all get back together and do this sometime soon. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.